Hi, this is Maginoni, and here is the next edition for the good, the bad, and the disappointing. Um, the good was actually kind of a tough decision. There's actually a couple good books, but I wanted to highlight a book where I normally don't shine a lot of light on, and that's the independent world, and that is Huck number 4. Basically, Huck number 4, we get these, quote unquote secret origin of Huck, and it was actually really, really well done. I mean, there's some things I guess people can say, well, I kind of saw how the ending was going to play out. But I just thought that the story was just fun to read. It was a compelling, compelling secret origin where the mom, she's in Russia. She has these special powers. The Russians and the U.S. were in basically a race to get super soldiers. They were trying to use her to get power, to get that one up. And they figured, well, what we can do is if we get her pregnant, then her children will have superpowers and so on and so on. And of course, she escapes, and then the rest of the story from there. But overall, I mean, the art was good, the story was really good, and it's just, I mean, Huck is just like a really good character, and he's kind of like a pure, just imagine a pure combination of Captain America and Superman. And it's just, Captain America, well, actually, it's more Superman because he's a small town guy and he's just, like I said, really super innocent. And great book, highly recommend it. We're already 4 issues down, so you might have a hard time finding back issues. So definitely, buy the trade. Image is really good at volume 1s of trades, so definitely put that on your list. All right, the bad. I'm gonna give the bad to Squadron Supreme number 4. I guess the reason is, for me, okay, you have a bunch of characters that are basically C grade characters, and they're trying to make them big stars, in the Marvel world, major players. So they kind of do the right thing in the sense where they kill Namor. It's like it's a attention grabber. The next thing they do is they send him to Weird World, where they're fighting. I would even say a D level character because it's basically they're fighting Archon. There's Dr. Druid. They're bringing out the Crystal Warriors. There's even Skull the Slayer. It's just like all of these characters that nobody cares about, best to be forgotten, and they get crushed by these characters. And it's, to me, it's just like, how do you go from killing Namor to being beaten by E level characters? And it's just, I don't know, it's just sad, really sad. I mean, granted, they did stack the deck against them by there's like a traitor in the group, and then Hyperion loses his powers, but it's kind of like, how convenient is that? It's like, whatever. Like I'm slowly losing interest in this book, and it's a shame because I really was hoping for this to stand out as something, as an alternative to like the Avengers and X-Men, but it's quickly just being tarnished and not even worth my time anymore. Disappointing is Power Man and Iron Fist number 1. I think for me, I mean, there's some weird things about this, like the chemistry between these two characters is interesting, but for me, it's not how I remember them completely, especially when you're looking at it from the last couple years. Like Luke Cage was this hard ass, he was cool character, and now he's just kind of like, he watches what he says, and because his kid's swearing, and he's using substitute words. Iron Fist is kind of like, at times he's almost like childlike, and even when he goes, they have to basically retrieve this necklace and from Tombstone. And even then, the way I remember how Luke Cage spoke when he was the leader of the Avengers, and the way he's talking now, it's, he's very polite. He's like, "Mr. Tombstone, sir, sorry, but there might be a misunderstanding. No, 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 no. Nobody's accusing you of stealing anything. There was an item which was merely picked up by accident from a legitimate, basically legitimate claim that you have against somebody else." And I'm just like, really? You are not Luke Cage. Have you been swapped with the Skrull? Because it's just not. It's not the same. The fight even between everybody is. It's just. It just wasn't even good. It's like. I don't know. It's just not the same. And I think definitely I'm dropping this after this issue. No more of this. There's no number 2. There's not even, even the reason why they got the necklaces, there's a twist to that, and it's not even compelling enough to want to read the next issue, and they failed. That's all I gotta say. This receives the big F. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. We'll have some more reviews later, and let me know what you guys what you really liked the most or hated. And until next time.